Okay, so breakfast for the week. Josh likes traditional breakfast like bacon, eggs, stuff like that. I don't really mind getting a little crazy with my breakfast. So I'm going to make some smoothie bowls 3 days this week. Then I'm gonna do a savory steel cut oats with egg, turkey bacon, mushrooms, and chives. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna have that twice, and then my smoothie bowl 3 times, which is partly because it gets so hectic and busy, and a smoothie bowl is really easy for me. So I'm going to show you how I prep for those. So those recipes, I'll pull out the ingredients, see what needs to be pre-done, and maybe put together in containers and stick in my ice box so I have those ready to go. So that's what this video is about, breakfast prep. So this recipe, I'll post the recipe so you'll have it. So this recipe says I need low sodium organic vegetable broth. So with my Epicure, as soon as I can order, if you're not quite familiar with what I'm talking about yet, one second. So this company, Epicure, is launching in the United States. They've been in Canada for over 20 years. And I cannot wait to switch my broths out to them. So I make my own broth with their seasoning. But anyway, so I need some vegetable broth. I need dry steel cut oats, sea salt, olive oil, sliced mushrooms, sliced zucchini, hot water, vinegar, large eggs, fresh chives, and cooked turkey bacon chopped. So here's what, it makes 4 servings. So here's what I'm going to do. I swear, you guys, I know how to fix my hair. It just looks terrible. I'm going to cook my bacon. I'm going to prepare my zucchini and my mushrooms. And I am going to go ahead and measure out my, I'm going to go ahead and cook my oats because I know that they can sit overnight. So I'm gonna go ahead and make this actually, and then I'm going to eat on this for the next 4 breakfasts, and that way it's done. All I have to do is pop it in the microwave because Josh isn't gonna eat this. So basically all this means is I'm going to have to go buy more bacon for Mr. Gregston. But this is, I found this at Sprouts. It's endorsed by the Paleo magazine. But it's all natural, sugar-free turkey bacon. But I'm gonna go ahead and cook all of this now and chop it up and have it for my oats. So I'm gonna start the bacon. The nice thing about bacon is it doesn't take too long to cook. Okay, so now I'm going to chop the vegetables. And our vegetables are 3 cups of sliced mushroom and 1 cup of zucchini. So I'm just going to cut that up and put it, well, I'm making the recipe. But if I weren't making the recipe tonight, I would be putting these in little containers and sticking them in the refrigerator where I would know pulling this out for breakfast. In my refrigerator, I keep it Josh's stuff up top, breakfast, lunch, and then my leftovers or something I'm making for dinner on the bottom. Okay, so just measuring out my food. This calls for 3 cups of mushrooms. Gotta get something to put this in, but I have the microphone on, so 1 second. Bloopers. Hold on. My bacon's done. Okay, so let me get something to put this in real quick. So I'm just gonna cut up my zucchini. Pretty simple. If you don't know how to slice zucchini, it's not hard. If I can do it, you can do it. I stay away from that fancy slicer we got from my mom, so I've sliced my fingers up. No thanks. So some of you are probably better cooks than I am. I'm just showing you recipes and how to manage it, make it happen. So I'm just checking my zucchini because this one's pretty old. I can grow food. Very good at growing food. And I've always just kind of eaten on meal plans that were pretty easy and stuff. Never really tried to cook all the foods, especially when I lived with my mom. That was pretty nice. So this calls for 2 cups of zucchini, I believe. I might have them reversed. That has a yucky spot in it, so compost. Let's see. Okay, 3 cups of mushrooms, 1 cup of zucchini. So that's fine. I will use this zucchini for something else. So 1 cup, that's about 1 zucchini. So let's move on to the next part. Really cool tip for you guys. Too much zucchini, you can roast it, have it for your vegetables. But these I freeze and put in my smoothie, my shake, my superfood shake. It makes it really creamy, and if I use the frozen, then it kind of takes care of the thickness that I need as well. So I freeze the zucchini, use them like ice. So it calls for 4 cups of vegetable broth, so low sodium vegetable broth, and I have some vegetable broth from Sprouts. So just gonna bring that to a boil. My fun little pans we got from our cousin for our wedding. It was a nice surprise. Basically 4 cups was this entire container. You might have known that. You might be laughing. Whatever. So my mom and I have taught a ton of cooking classes, and one thing we always say is read the recipe, right? So I was just reading through the recipe, and the egg that's in it I can do in the mornings. So I'm gonna do everything but the egg. So my broth is boiling. When it comes to a boil, I'm gonna add the oats. Cook those for 25 minutes. And then while that's cooking, I'll get my vegetables ready and then put my bacon and all of that together. And then I will take that and mix all of that together, put them in little meal prep bowls, stick that in the fridge, and then in the mornings, I'll make my egg to put on top. So I'll have all my protein, okay? So right now what I'm gonna do is take my bacon and chop it up into bite-sized pieces that I want. And it looks like Scout needs to go potty. Okay, so I chopped up all my bacon, have it all ready. My broth is boiling, so I'm just gonna put my oats in it, bring that back to a boil, and let it cook for 25 minutes. Okay, so another cool wedding gift from my cousin Gayla. She's from, the pans are from my cousin, our cousin in Santa Barbara. And this cousin lives in Savannah, Georgia. So I'm just going to put my oil in and cook my veggies really quick. I'm gonna go ahead and cook the bacon with it. And while this doesn't take very long, let this cook. And then my oats are cooking in the vegetable broth right now. And as soon as those are finished, then I'll put all of this together. And then in the morning, I will put the egg in. So while this is cooking, I'm gonna clean up, and then, because I can't stand a mess. And then I'm going to start my next meal while this is cooking, to show you how I just keep things flowing. Okay, so that's going to cook Got my oats, and I put a dash of the salt in there, and that's gonna cook for 25 minutes. Set my timer because, you know, I get distracted. And now I'm gonna cook my zucchini and my mushrooms, and then I'll put it all together at the end, and then every morning I'll put my egg in it. Simple. All right, let me get my containers out. I have my stuff ready. Let's see. I'm gonna do some breakfast. So this is 4. So I need 4. And I'm running out of room here. These also were a wedding gift. So awesome. Love thoughtfulness. Okay, so this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to show you, so don't worry. Oh, I've already switched recipes. Let me go back to this one. So it says, divide oats evenly between 4 bowls, top with mushrooms, bacon, and chives. So my chives were in my seasoning, remember that. So I didn't use fresh chives, even though I have them. I just like to use the seasonings. So I'm going to divide this evenly. So let me get my little container. Okay. So this is for breakfast. I'm just going to show you one because it's kind of boring to watch someone put all these containers together. So I'm going to flip my camera around and show you what I'm doing. So 1 second. I think you can see. I'll show you the finished. But I'm taking this and this into there. So give me 1 second. Let's just do one up for you. So, and then what I'll do is I'll add my egg. Each morning I do this. And then I'll just take a mixture of my, and then I'll make 4 of these. Let me show you real quick. May not look that appetizing, but it's very healthy for me, and it's got my vegetables, it has my protein, my carbs. So when I eat this and I hit the gym, oh my gosh, it's gonna be awesome. I'm gonna have a much better workout. Excuse the hair.